because I already knew what Sodom had been doing for years. I read about it in Maxim magazine. I pronounced that like sodomy, like the first Pres Bush did. That was hilarious. We're gonna get that Sodom and sodomize 'em. Quite appropriate for a sewer rat who was a genius at coming up with ways to torture people to death. Cambodia's bloody tyrant, Pol Pot, was a baby girly girl with his torture, just pulling out toenails with pliers. Woo-woo, big deal. Try cutting a man's testicles off and forcing his wife to eat them as he bleeds to death in front of her. Hussein was insane and serious in his heyday. He passed this passion down to his two totally insane sons. They were even more clever and original in the art of torture. I won't go into any more details as I am about to faint from what I am writing about. My stomach is churning and I feel lightheaded. But I am compelled to keep describing the flashes of inhumanity that is driving me crazy. I do not know why I dwell on these things. I try not to, so I don't most of the time. The problem is, every now and then, my mind sometimes becomes hypnotized by visions that appear like old black and white TV commercials. They flash, flashing scenes of war and desecration, one after the other. I watch, devastated and mesmerized. A stoic warrior watches from the black hills of the Dakota Mountains. A lone tear rolls down his cheek as he gazes out at his land, his ancestors' land, now polluted and empty of eagles and buffalo. And the commercial ends with a mushroom cloud of an atomic bomb, which is eerily fascinating and almost beautiful. Did I say that? Anyway, back to Sodom. As he was surrounded by our Marines, all pointing down at the urine-clad piece of shit, he had the gall to say something completely asinine like, "Take me to your leader." I must admit it made me happy when they pulled the rope until he swayed back and forth on a rope that did not kill him slow enough for my satisfaction. He did not suffer sufficiently for all the damage he had done. Genocide and terrorism are not pretty. That's why they work so well when one is attempting to rule the world and get rid of all of its infidels like me. I've never even heard of the word until the Olympics a long time ago, when a bunch of terrorists, also a new term for me, broke into some infidel athlete's dorm and killed them all. For no reason really, except for the fact that they were infidels. I'm still not really sure what that means, but I know that a bunch of infidels were murdered on September 11th, 2001. So my question is, what are these people who are not infidels called? Heartless, jealous, death-devoted gargoyles comes to my mind. Is there such a thing as righteous anger? If so, I have it. Saying Gaddafi always makes me want to cough or sneeze. So, Gaddafi, may you not rest in peace when you go for a ride on the plane with Bin Laden and Hussein. Soon you will join them on a ghost plane that never lands, its lock circling in a circling pattern forever just above the sky tower where the operators are snoring or playing mahjong. Now that is true hell, being so bored that you want to kill yourself, but you can't. You're already dead. Now that is funny. Oh, how I do love irony. Will you get along, you jackals? Or join up as cohorts and plan a comeback? Or will you act like such good friends as you plot behind each other's back in proverbial primordial fashion that you're all so accustomed to? Or will you stand up, square off, and kill each other? Shit. Not in the realm of possibilities for gutless megalomaniac cowards like Hitler, who, by the way, is steering the plane in autopilot.